I don't know why, but my brain just seems to think better sometimes when I'm driving. But hey, I'm Craven, and I need your comments. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that little notification bell. Tell your friends. If you get a kernel of nugget out of, or something out of this, let your friends know. Think about it. So what I wanted to talk to you today about was trade goods. I had a friend of mine ask me, so what would you do for trade? And I see people stocking up on alcohol as a trade item. Great thing. I see people stocking up on some cigarettes and things of that. Great thing. But they're not renewable. And here's where my thought train always goes is, okay, so you have a couple bottles of whiskey, maybe 40 pints of whiskey, however you stored it, that you can trade off to somebody for whatever it is that you want. I'm always thinking long term. Short term has its benefits, and to stock those things up now for the short term is great. But let's look at long term. There's a lot of people that know how to build stills. I don't know that alcohol's necessarily going to be a great trade item. Now, not because it's not going to be wanted. I'm sure I wouldn't mind having a drink today. No, but iced tea. But there's going to be times when, or there's going to be people that have their own stills, and at that point, why do they want to trade for the whiskey that you have? Yeah, your whiskey might be a whole heck of a lot better. But still, I mean, one of the first things that our forefathers did was build stills and make beer and stuff like that in their homes. So, or in their homesteads themselves. What is a renewable item that we could do? Cigarettes? Well, cigarettes come from tobacco. Can we get seeds for tobacco and grow tobacco where we're at? I know here in this area, you can grow tobacco. You can grow a pretty good variety of tobacco. Wine is something difficult for a lot of people to get right. So grapevines and grapes to produce a wine. Jellies, of course, as well, and jams. But if you produce a wine with it as well, that might be something better to trade than whiskey. But let's also think about what else other people really crave in the morning. Some people like me that drink way too much recently. I didn't always, but here lately I seem to be drinking coffee in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, and I do love a good cup of coffee. I've got my own little hand grinder, and I get different beans and different things, and I make specialty coffees for myself. And yeah, well, what will I do after the fall? Well, one of the things I'm planning on doing is seeing if I can grow coffee plants in this area. That may be something that has to be in a greenhouse, but consider the trade value of a few beans of coffee 5 years from now, when it's been 2 or 3 years since anybody's had a cup of coffee. You know, that those kind of rare items that are renewable because you're growing them yourself. You're growing so much enough tobacco that you can cut that up and sell the tobacco itself after you've cured it, whatever else. How how valuable will that be when somebody smoked their last cigarette 2 years before and really is jonesing for a pipe full? Think about some of the things that we can grow, some seeds that we can have, something that will be renewable completely. And, of course, get the materials to build a still, get the knowledge to make beer, get the bottles to bottle it. But let's, rather than hoarding a bunch of things, let's hoard the seeds to future growth. Seeds that we can continue to harvest from for decades after. Something completely renewable each season. Now you have something valuable long term in those repeat trade partners that we hope that we will develop to get some of the other essential items that we may need. We will have something of value to trade. And I hear people say, well, I don't want to trade ammo, never want something coming back at you. But you could trade to somebody for 5 shells and let them know that if they get a deer, bring back a back strap or something for you. Maybe you've got another 5 shells for them. Now, I wouldn't recommend hundreds, but nobody in their right mind is going to attack you when they're out of ammunition and you just traded for 5. They just traded for 5. Nobody's going to come at you with that. Something to think about, but long-term renewable trade items. What can we stock? What can we put back? And that a lot depends on your area and what you can grow. So throw a comment in there. Let me know what you're thinking as far as different plants that might work well for this, different renewable resources. And as always, I'm Craven and I need your thoughts. Give me your comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends. Maybe this had something in it for you. I hope so.